Hi, in this video we'll learn how to find the vertex of a parabola and also how to find the axis of symmetry. So you see the function f of x is equal to negative 2x squared minus 12x minus 16. Let's write this as f of x here. So f of x is equal to negative 2x squared minus 12x minus 16. Now this function is this quadratic equation is in the form of this: ax squared plus bx plus c. So we'll write the values of a, b, and c first. A is the coefficient of x squared. So coefficient of x squared in this case is negative 2. Make sure that you include the sign as well. So a is equal to negative 2 here. B is the coefficient of x. So b is the coefficient of x. In this case, coefficient of x is negative 12. So we'll write here negative 12. And then c is the constant term. C is, in this case, is negative 16 here. So we have got the value of a, b, and c. Now, the axis of symmetry, when you have to find the vertex, let's talk about the vertex first before finding the axis of symmetry here. So for finding the x-coordinate of the vertex of a quadratic equation, there's a formula which is x equal to negative b over 2a. So what we have to do is we just have to go ahead and plug in the values of a and b in this formula. So negative b, it says negative b. That means I'll write minus sign here, negative sign, and then b. b is negative 12, so I'll just write that inside the parentheses because I don't want to write two signs next to each other. This is confusing. Then divided by 2 times a. My value of a is negative 2. Again, I'm writing that inside the parentheses just to avoid confusion here. Now negative, assume that there's a 1 outside. So this is negative 1 times negative 12 is going to be positive 12 here. And then 2 times negative 2 is going to be negative 4. And we know that 12 divided by negative 4 is going to be negative 3. So the value of x is negative 3 here. So here we have already got the x-coordinate of the vertex of quadratic equation. Now we have to find the y-coordinate of the vertex of quadratic equation. For finding the y-coordinate, what we're going to do is we just substitute x equals negative 3 into our original equation, which is this here. So we're going to plug x equals negative 3 into the original equation. So again, I'm writing the function here. F of x is equal to negative 2x squared minus 12x minus 16. And we'll plug in x equals negative 3 into this function. So I'll write f, since I have to replace every x with negative 3 here. So I'll write negative 3 here inside is equal to, first of all, I'll write negative 2 and then x squared. So I'll write negative 3 in place of x and then I'll write the whole square here. Minus 12 times, I have x equals negative 3. So I'll make sure that I write inside the parentheses because if I write in minus 3 or negative 3, it will look like negative 12 minus negative 12 minus 3. So just to avoid confusion, I'll write that inside the parentheses here. Then I have minus 16. Now again, f of minus 3 is equal to negative 2. According to the rule of PEMDAS, order of operations, what we have to do is we solve the parentheses and exponents first. So first of all, we'll solve the exponents here. Now negative 3 squared is going to be negative 3 times negative 3, which will make it 9. So it will be positive 9 minus 12 times negative 3 is going to be negative 36. So I'll write negative 36 here. And I'll write that inside the parentheses, minus 16. Now again, I will have here negative 2 times 9 is going to be negative 18. And then assume that there's a negative 1 outside and then negative 1 times negative 36. So always remember, whenever you have a parentheses and you have a negative sign outside, you just assume that there's a negative 1 outside and you just have to distribute negative 1 inside the parentheses. So when you're doing that, negative 1 times negative 36 is going to be positive 36. So this will be positive 36 minus 16. Now, according to the rule of order of operations, we have to add or subtract moving from left to right. So left to right, so we'll start from here. Negative 18 plus 36 is going to be positive 18. And then I have minus 16 here. So that means my f of negative 3 will be 18 minus 16 is going to be 2. That means the y-coordinate of the vertex is positive 2 and the x-coordinate of the vertex is negative 3. And how you write x coordinate and y coordinate in the ordered pair form, you'll just write the vertex in that form. So x is -3, so write -3, and y is +2, so you're going to write +2 here. Now, sometimes in the textbook, it's written, the vertex is in the form of written as -b/2a, comma, f of -b/2a. Don't be scared when you look this, kids. It's the same thing here. Look here, -b/2a is this formula, right? -b/2a, which is the x. So that's what we did. -b/2a is the x coordinate of the vertex, and f of -b/2a. What did we do here? F of -b/2a, because this was -b/2a, and we replaced -b/2a with the value which we got. So here, f of -3. It's the same thing. It's f of -b/, it's a function of -b/2a. So, which is the y value, That's why it's nothing but it's just writing the vertexes in this form, but it's basically x comma y. You write the x coordinate of the vertex and then you write the y coordinate of the vertex. So you've got -3 comma 2 here. We got the vertex already. Now we just have to figure out what is the axis of symmetry. So the equation for axis of symmetry is the same. X is equal to -b/2a. This is the equation for finding the axis of symmetry. And you have to remember that axis of symmetry of the parabola is the line through the parabola about which the parabola is symmetric. Okay, so the axis of symmetry, goes through the vertex, and it's the x coordinate of the vertex. And since the x coordinate of the vertex is -3, or the axis of symmetry, the equation for the axis of symmetry is x is equal to -3. So this is axis of symmetry, and we also call that AOS. A stands for axis of symmetry. So x is equal to -3 is your axis of symmetry, and your vertex is -3 comma 2. So that's how you find the vertex and axis of symmetry. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.